to bloody days. For the second day in a row, a student in Passaic is stabbed. Thank you very much for joining us here on this Friday evening. I'm Della Cruz.
And I'm Eric Lanskroner. News 12 New Jersey's John Clee campus in Passaic now with our top story this half hour, and it's one you will see only on 12. All right, John, is there any word at this point on the student's condition?
Well, the good news here, Eric and Della, is that the injuries to this young man, the 16-year-old, I'm told now former student, are not life-threatening, nowhere near as severe as those suffered yesterday by a 16-year-old student who was in a fight yesterday, in a bloody fight, ended up getting stabbed several times just outside Passaic High School. Another day, another student attacked with a knife. This afternoon, as students were heading home from school, something happened near Broadway and Gregory. Police say a 16-year-old was sliced on his arm and back. Just yesterday, another 16-year-old, a student at Passaic High School, was stabbed multiple times during a fight just outside the school. That fight had classmates wondering about their own safety.
If it happened once, it might happen again.
Yesterday's bloody brawl ended with the victim in intensive care and the 16-year-old suspect, also a student, facing a charge of attempted murder. But no charges have been filed against him. An 18-year-old student is suspected of supplying the knife.
It's time to, I'll use the term, surgically remove our problems in Passaic, and I'm going to take some steps to do that.
According to the superintendent, that 18-year-old is one of several older students in the high school who haven't earned a single credit of the 130 required to graduate.
And I'm going to recommend that any student that has 0 credit, 18 years of age, is not permitted to attend our schools.
At least one parent thinks that's the wrong solution.
Everybody has the right
To education?
Yeah. They think maybe more control here or something like that.
Well, no word yet on what sparked the violence after school this afternoon. The police are telling us they believe the suspect in this case is another 16-year-old student from the school. At last check, he was not yet in custody. They are stressing that today's incident is no way connected to what happened just outside Passaic High School yesterday. Back to you.
All right, John Clee camp. John, thank you. And that brings us to our question of the day. How old is too old to be in high school? Over 18? Over 20? Well, you're never too old to get an education. Don't forget to cast your vote on news12.com. Go to IOTV channel 612 on your IO digital cable box from Cablevision.